Pride Month is in full swing. I think it would be deliciously ironic and eternally entertaining if God comes back today, gets us up out of here, and then burns the whole place down. It would be amazing. Not only because it would just be just and righteous and deserving, but because everybody who celebrates this godlessness, which is very few, by the way, most people are doing this because they are coerced, they are compelled, they believe that they have to.
That was Jaren Jackson, an alt-right Christian nationalist and Oklahoma State Senate candidate, going on yet another unoriginal and unnecessary homophobic rant. He thinks genocide is funny and can't wait for the day fire rains from the sky. He's also misusing the term ironic, and since I'm in a helpful mood, I'll give him a better situation. If God was coming back tomorrow, you and most of your right-wing buddies aren't going to make it to heaven. Because if we're going by the standards of the Bible, y'all haven't loved your neighbor. You've threatened and admonished them instead. You haven't supported truth. You've been spreading violent lies that get people killed. You don't preach peace. You encourage violence like the insurrection on January 6th. You are a false prophet and are considered a stain in God's eyes. So what's really ironic is that you think there's any chance in hell that you're going to heaven. I'll be honest, I'm not a practicing Christian, nor am I religious, but I have friends who are, and they take their faith very seriously. They understand that the text is outdated, has mistranslations, and that they are parts of the Bible that exclude groups of people. They understand that the best parts of the Bible teach us how to love, to be truthful and respectful towards one another, and that the doors of a church should always be open to anyone seeking a higher purpose. Do you all really want a representative of Christ speaking like this? Jackson, we know that everyone isn't gay. In fact, 7.1% of the US population is a member of the LGBTQ community. So why are you so obsessed with us? If it's something that grosses you out so much, why are you constantly speaking on it? Why are you being such a snowflake? And how are you a proponent of the freedom of expression if people can't have the freedom to be who they are? Another conservative contradiction. The thing I hate the most about right-wingers is that they are never ideologically consistent. They never truly believe what they say or think, yet have such strong views on how other people should behave. It's ridiculous. The First Amendment that they love to quote so much outlines the freedom of expression. It literally says no religion can be established or as supreme or by law. So what do you believe? Are you a constitutionalist or are you a religious nutjob who can't seem to wrap your head around reality? It can't be both. And while we're on contradictions, I really need conservatives to stop picking and choosing which sciences they want to support. Granted, oftentimes it's pseudoscience that has no real scientific weight, but I just think it's really weird that they dip in and out of scientific research but still haven't realized that climate change is real, people are born gay, and there is no measurable existence of a God.
You want some science? Hashtag science? There's an article I published on Telegram. It comes, this is the journal. It's the Rutledge, Taylor, and Francis group. What do two men kissing and a bucket of maggots have in common? Heterosexual men's indistinguishable salivary amylase response to photos of two men kissing and disgusting images. This goes on to report that people find it disgusting, especially straight dudes. Straight dudes find it disgusting whenever they see other dudes kissing. It is gross. Being gay is gay. It's the most disgusting, despicable, stupid thing ever. Insert barf emoji. Blech.
I'm wondering how many men you watch kissing to conduct that study. For someone who hates gay people so much, you sure are taking a lot of time scoping it out.
They're gonna try to label me crazy. Things like abortion and things like gay marriage are outside of the Christian moral order, and they lead to chaos and destruction and a culture of death.
So coming after your birth control after that and everything else, well, you know what? Yeah.
This is going to be a fun one. That person who's being interviewed is Jacky Eubanks. She's running for state representative in Michigan, and her agenda is insane. We'll get to that in a bit. But first, we got to talk about the guy interviewing her. This is him.
You fight the homo heresy. Bombs are hitting their target.
Sodomy is a form of marriage.
U.S. bishops were and are in bed with the Democratic Party.
Evil is evil, whether it wears a swastika or a hammer and sickle or hides behind a hypocritical do-good cultural agenda.
And draw our swords, the sword of spirit and truth. Guys and swords, we whatever, what can I say? And how does one slay dragons in the world today? by realizing that their fiery breath is blasted into the minds of men in the form of corrupting thoughts.
He's some extremely far-right theocratic YouTuber who combines a mix of militaristic terminology and religious doctrine to create some cluster. I don't know what it is. But apparently he has a news show, and he had her on to talk about her campaign and what she believes in. And what she's describing is a fringe form of a theocratic nightmare for any rational person. And look, if you want to be a religious zealot, go for it. Who am I to tell you what you can or can't believe? But also, who the hell are you to tell me and everyone else how we should live ours? And what's really frustrating about these types of Republicans is they think that their religion should define and control the lives of everyone else. And that's just not how we do things here. But this type of ideology is getting more and more common. And she shares a lot of campaign platform planks with other Republicans, and here are some. They'll probably sound familiar. She wants strict voter ID laws. She wants to label Antifa a terrorist group. She wants to invest in the police. She wants to eliminate state income tax in Michigan on principle. She wants to ban mask mandates or any sort of vaccine protocols. She wants to eliminate any subsidies in green energy. She's against any form of gun control. She's anti-choice. And she wants to fix the roads in Michigan. That's at the very bottom of her issues section on her campaign website, which kind of feels like people putting it together were like, okay, this is way too crazy. We need to find something to make you seem normal. Roads, yes, we're gonna fix the roads. All of that isn't really that dissimilar from a vast majority of the Republican Party, and certainly the right-wing demagogues who are fueling this type of rise in the right. I mean, she has a section in there where she's talking about the 1619 Project, which comes from an academic's analysis of the origins of slavery in this country. And that became a big culture war fight, but it isn't really an issue that impacts voters and their material needs. But it just kind of signals to the right, hey, this is who I am, I'm paying attention, I'm with you in the culture war, which is sadly how a lot of Republicans have been running their campaigns lately. And I've talked in other videos about these same sorts of Republicans, and what they're finding is when they appeal to these types of people, fundraising dollars usually flow in, because people are getting more and more radicalized, especially on social media. They're believing more and more ludicrous things, and there's just a market for it. You can just go out there and be as crazy as you want and pander to those people's fringe ideologies, and you'll be rewarded from donors nationwide. So we really need to start to pay attention to these types of people. I don't think we should bury our heads in the sand, because this is absolutely crazy. I don't want someone like this dictating how I or anyone else lives our life. But there's going to be more people like her, because this is an easy to replicate political process.